Alrighty. Looks like we are live. Microphone check 1, 2. Let me know how the audio is. Microphone check 1, 2. What's up, Davey Breedlove? Welcome back. Says unbelievable. Here, let me share my screen real quick so you can see what I'm looking at. All right, there we go. Utah Valley University. So if you do the victimology, you know that Charlie Kirk was a high-profile individual. So that sounds like typically you would want to lead with victimology, but for some reason, I would like to dive into the criminology or the typology. What's up, Sweets? How big an event in recent history would you rate this, Sleuth? I don't know. This feels like Martin Luther King level for me. I mean, they were very similar, right? The only difference between the two was the color of their skin, really. Even Malcolm X towards the end was very reminiscent to Charlie Kirk. Malcolm X was a conservative in the end. What's up, CJK, Tim C, CJK Sweets, Goat Dog, Boston Christian. Thank you for coming back on so we can discuss this deplorable act done. That's what this is, deplorable. So I don't know how that's pronounced. Lossee, Lossy Center? Lossy Center. What's up, Goat Dog? What's up, Hex? The video is horrible. I feel bad for those who witnessed it. Yeah, you want to talk about PTSD? Good to see you, Anthony. Okay, so authorities have not caught Charlie Kirk's killer. As of the latest updates, a manhunt is still underway for the suspect who is believed to have fired a single shot from the rooftop of the Lossy Center at Utah Valley University during the Turning Point USA event. The investigation involves the FBI, Utah Department of Public Safety, and local police, who have described it as a targeted political assassination. I'm telling you, the implications of what happened today have not been felt yet. It's going to get worse before it gets better. Okay, so this is the Lossy Center here. Charlie Kirk was set up in a tent here at the amphitheater. I mean, this looks like an amphitheater, right? So yeah, he was set up right here. And then they rushed him kind of through these hallways and around this corner here into a parking lot just behind what looks to be the Browning Administration Building, the BA building. But according to videos, here, let me pull up some of these that I collected. You can see the shooter. So what I did was I found the video, I slowed it down, and then I zoomed in on it. So let's take a look at some of these videos I put together. All right, you see this figure up here at the top? So this appears to be the individual just shortly after the shooting. And he's most likely getting up. Maybe even, I can't really tell. It looks like he's just getting up, maybe seeing if it was a good hit, right? He's like, okay, did I get him? Okay, I got him. And then he's gonna take off. So pay attention up here, top right. So see him kind of duck back behind the building. Okay, so that's like right back here. I mean, you can see the ladder right here. And you can see Lossy Center right across the top there. I mean, that's really not that far. Yeah, it's a tough shot, but I mean, it's not insane. Well, yeah, I guess that is a pretty tough shot. Now that you zoom back out, like, damn, okay. Yeah, that is a tough shot. Okay, we may not be looking for some master marksman, but we're definitely looking for somebody with experience, right? Who are we looking for? So I'm thinking it's somebody that knows this campus. So probably somebody that goes to school here or went to school here or possibly even teaches here or lives nearby. and it has climbed up to the top of this building before. Familiar with this location. So I don't believe that he went and stalked Charlie Kirk. It was more like Charlie Kirk stumbled into his backyard, and he just wasn't going to let that opportunity pass. So it's kind of like the bridge guy, right? Abby and Libby stumbled into his backyard, into his web, and he made that choice to kill. For whatever reason, this guy wasn't going to let it happen. He wasn't going to let this opportunity pass. So who are we looking for here? Who killed Charlie? Are we looking for somebody from the radical left? Or what if it's somebody on the radical right? Or somebody trying to make it look like the radical right? Was it Iran? Pro-Palestinian supporter? Antifa? What's up, Don Spain? Man, I hated the Obamas and the Clintons. I hated the Bushes too. Biden's, even even the Bushes, I despised. Absolutely. I'm still disgusted with them. But I would never wish this on them. Would have been devastated. The people who are celebrating this need to be ashamed. But that's the problem, Don. It's like you're preaching to somebody, they can't hear you. You're talking a different language. You're talking the language of the civilized, right? Really what we're talking about are people who have no soul, no belief in God, no belief in family, no belief in their country. They've been ideologically subverted completely. They have no care in the world. Suicidal, homicidal. This has nothing to do with gun violence and everything to do with political violence. The gun is just a tool, right? What is the modus operandi? How do you get from point A to point B? Point A being, hey, I'm a normal person. I'm just living my life going day to day. And point B is actually fulfilling a fantasy that I'm having about murdering a political rival. How do I get to that point? Well, I think the most effective thing would be to use a rifle to kill this person that I've been fantasizing about murdering. It seems like the most effective tool. I'll use a weapon with long range capability. Okay, we'll take that weapon away. Nothing changes. The goal is still, how do I get from point A to point B? Well, I don't get a gun to pick from anymore. Looks like that's been taken away. All right, I'll use a homemade gun. I'll use an explosive device. I'll use a knife. I'll just act like I'm here to shake your hand and then stab you in the neck. So the MO is not going to change. They're still trying to get from point A to point B. So what is their mode of operation? How are they going to get there? So you can take away the gun and they're just going to pick the next best thing. Maybe a car. Right? People choose a vehicle for mass murder all the time. So apparently he was right up here on the Lossy building. Not at the top, but like right here. Let's watch another video here. Okay, this is them kind of scanning the horizon here. And right there is the Lossy building. See it? and you can see him kind of ducking down. So I don't know if he's ducking down and going down the ladder. Is that what he's doing? Now, if he was smart, he would use a rifle, right, that he had no connection to. No fingerprints, no nothing. And just leave it there. That's probably what he did. So there's a staircase right there. It almost looks like he's going down it. Here, let's watch that video again. So he could easily come down the staircase, take off his whatever he was wearing, looks like all black, maybe a mask, all black. Leave the rifle where it was. Doesn't need it. Doesn't want to be seen with it. Walk down these steps. Once he gets down these steps, he takes off all of his clothing and then just simply joins the crowd and slips out one of these back doors. Doesn't it look like he kind of tucks down over here? Like he's coming down right here where that ladder is. Watch. So you see him up there? It almost looks like he's going towards the ladder. And then he kind of ducks down. Yeah, I think he went down the ladder. You can kind of see something right here. I don't know. I'm going to have to look at that further. But it appears he goes right towards that ladder and down it. Let me check out one of these other videos. Let's go back to this one. Look, he's climbing down the ladder. That's crazy. Are you guys seeing this? Look, he climbed down the ladder right there. I fucking knew it. See him? Right there. Walks towards the ladder. Looks like he has a backpack on. Turns around and crawls down the ladder. Right here. I bet you he took off his clothes or at least his mask and some pants. He probably had some tearaway pants. Just pull them, whoosh, and they tear apart. You know, kind of like basketball pants. Glad Max is amateur. Hey, bad actors, what's up? Cruising low. On the other side, it looks like a loading area and a big tree with a rolling hill. Well, he definitely goes down the ladder, right? Look, check this out. It looks like I was right. Now pay attention right here. So everybody's in a panic. There was a gunfire. Charlie Kirk's been shot. And this guy's running towards the ladder. And then you can see him literally jump on it and head down. Right there. Here, I'll go frame by frame. Look. Right there. That's him beginning to head down. Let's go one more. Look, see? That's crazy. See, hiding in plain sight, guys. Hiding in plain sight. How can you commit murder and just simply walk into a crowd? That's a scary fucking plan right there. This is like straight out of a movie. What's up, Cheeks? Yeah, me too. Still in shock. I feel so bad for his babies and his wife. His family has to see this all over the news for months. Yeah, this is disgusting. This is terrifying. This is definitely I don't know, this signals, a point in time. A very specific point in time, a change even. Okay, here's the Lossie Center. If you go down this ladder, now you're on level 1. What happens when you're on level 1? What the hell's right here? There's no street view. Oh, here we go. What's this? I think somebody was even spotted up here on top of this building. Must not have been ideal. Yeah, so the gunman was right here. So the gunman took the shot from right here, ran in this direction, ran down the stair, climbed down looked like a ladder. Here, let's check this out right here. See, it makes you wonder if the shooter knew, like, was familiar with this area right here. He knew if he climbed up if he climbed up that ladder, that it was kind of a private area. Right? Only the shooter would know that. Man, I wish I could see through these damn buildings. So he ended up right here. All right, what the hell is the Lossie Center? So if our killer is familiar with the Lossie Center, let's learn a little bit about it. The Lossie Center is a prominent building on the campus of Utah Valley University, UVU, in Orem, Utah, approximately 45 minutes south of Salt Lake City. UVU is the state's largest public university, serving nearly 47,000 students across Utah, Wasatch, and Summit counties. The center spans about 90,000 square feet and serves as a hub for student services and administrative functions, particularly as part of the university's Center for Student Success Initiative. Administrative functions, particularly as part of the University Center for Student Success Initiative. hub for student services. So I wonder if he worked there, needed to go there, needed these services. Let me read on. The remodel relocated several departments focused on academic advising, career counseling, and student support to help undergraduates select majors, excel in coursework, and prepare for professional careers. He can see through the scape. He got him. Through the scope, he got him. Well, he can see through the scope that he shot him right away, right? Boom. But then he's going to move. And he's probably just going to kind of stand up, especially if he's inexperienced. He's probably going to go, "Oh shit, did I get him? Like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that." So that makes me think he's not a professional, just a pretty good hit, right? He's probably been practicing. So there's another thing, right? Let's do the criminology here. We're looking for somebody who has been doing target practice in this area. Who do you know out there in Utah that's been going out, to the desert, to the woods, to the whatever, to shoot a high-powered rifle with a pretty decent scope on it? I mean, you're not doing this with a red dot. You wouldn't risk missing like that. It's just too far of a shot. You had a decent rifle, decent aim, and definitely a decent scope. That optic. Whew. So that's what we're looking for. And somebody who's been practicing. Maybe even at that exact range. It's at about 200 yards. 200, yeah. All the way to about right here. Close to 200 yards, I would think. So he's good, but inexperienced. Tells me that he's been practicing. Bad actors, good to see you. There's stairs leading up to the roof, too. Is that what this is? Sorry, I just don't see him. I see the stairs going to this level here. I see those stairs. Well, I'm assuming he just walked right up that ladder. Everybody's looking at Charlie. They didn't even notice. Look, you can see the shadow of it right here. See the shadow of the ladder? Yeah, I saw that video. I think I have it actually. I think this was prior to the actual shooting. This one? Oh no, yeah, that is the building. Yep, that's him. So he's going to kind of stand up, run this way. It's hard to see what angle he's at there. I don't know if this is where he took the shot from, but he definitely was seen up there. Well, in the video, you can see that he's right over. He's kind of at an angle. Charlie's sitting right here. And the shooter is somewhere off, almost directly in front of Charlie, but off to the right somewhat, off to Charlie's right. And that leads you right here. Right there. Yeah, I saw that too. There was actually a guy in the crowd that was cheering. Like everybody was on the ground, and the majority of people had kind of ran off and kind of tried to escape the area. There was one guy, and I guess he got detained and was questioned, but he was jumping up and down. He had long hair and like a goatee, and he was jumping up and down, celebrating, like yeah, yeah, like he was so happy that this happened, like he had been expecting it. Military, maybe, I don't know. I couldn't find him. Yeah, he could have been kind of checking different spots. The harder shot than JFK, but with the scope. Not that hard if you have basic marksman skills. Yeah, or a lot of practice. You know what I mean? Just basic wind and adjustment and knowing how to adjust the scope. You think he would have to know how far he was away. So at some point he must have measured. I wonder if you can measure on Google here. Let's try this. 380 feet. Goat Dog says, I would be very careful not to rush to judgment on this one when it comes to the shooter's identity. The media could construct a narrative based on what political party pays their bills. I agree. That's why I said at the beginning of the stream, who's this going to end up being? A far right guy who's upset at Charlie for supporting Israel and not backing up the whole Epstein thing? Is this Israel trying to do what they couldn't do to Donald Trump now that Charlie has really more support now and is very extremely pro Israel? And if they can make it look like somebody from Iran killed him, or like a Palestinian supporter or somebody from Palestine that snuck over during, the whole Biden years, they could try to gain support that way. But honestly, this is most likely a radical left individual. We've been seeing a lot of this. I feel like it's like an organized thing. I feel like they're communicating somehow that the government just doesn't know about. Like they're getting organized and they're planning all these, these murders, these incel types, right? These kamikazes that don't have the balls, to take their own life. So they want to go out in a blaze of glory. They want to all be Kobergers. They're just politically motivated. Koberger, I don't know what his thing was. I don't know what he was motivated by. You can cause harm without a gun. Yep. Absolutely. Olivia, too. Good to see you. Tomorrow, 9/11. We remember when box cutters were weapons of mass destruction, when planes were flown into buildings. Yeah, it's crazy. Tomorrow's 9/11, huh? This is why I would never go to Times Square on New Year's Eve. It's bad. I avoid all gatherings now. Yeah, it's all about fear, right? The real winner is fear spreading like wildfire. Good to see you, Anna. After the Boston Marathon bombing, some retailers restricted sales of pressure cookers. Pressure cookers make great IEDs, improvised explosives. Yep. Right? Let's get rid of all the pressure cookers. They're evil. Let's not worry about what's motivating the people to use them as tools of mass destruction. Let's just ban them all. It's ridiculous. It's redundant. Why even wear all black? It just creates suspicion. Let me tell you why he wore all black. I think it's a great idea because he just looks like a shadow up there. Like you can't really tell what he is. If he's not moving, he just looks like something protruding out of the top of the building. So all black, he hides in the shadow. And if you're in all black mask, all black gun, I mean, nobody's really going to notice you. Just looks like part of the roof. Oh shit. I don't know. That looks like AI, honestly. Like what is that? Yeah, I don't know if that's real, cheeks. That looks kind of weird. Looks like AI to me. What's up, Brittany? I moved to the US from Canada. What's up, Canada? Yeah, you don't got to yell. Just kidding. Never a believer. No, please highlight some way. Which part? Yep, Luigi Mangione. Hey, welcome in, Practical. Please promote my short to light a lantern on Saturday, September 13th in the evening for those who have lost their lives due to this global corrupt politics. Because no reported a suspicious person in black. Well, the thing is, if you have a backpack, look, this is what you do. Before, if Charlie has his tour, future dated, and you're in Utah, and you check his schedule, you're like, oh shit, Charlie is coming to my college. This is my chance. Instead of doing a church shooting like all my friends, I'm going to take this fucker out. So if it's a pre-planned crime, all he has to do is go up there and leave like a bag somewhere. He can leave a gun, leave a bag, and wearing a disguise, he just walks up the ladder, walks up there nonchalantly. Nobody's looking. Might even be wearing coveralls or something. You know, a yellow vest, is a good disguise. Everybody ignores the yellow vest people. I don't know why. Makes people look official or whatever. Something like that. But all you have to do is leave a bag, a gun, something hidden up there. Crawl up there, put on your disguise, right? A black mask, black hoodie, black shirt, black pants, black boots. Put all your other clothes into the backpack and put it on around your back. Commit the assassination, climb down the stairs to a secondary location, and just reverse that process. Right? Take off that clothing, and then put your normal clothes back on. Throw everything in the backpack, hide the gun, and you're off. Some guns you can just take apart. Yeah, that is a big ass. Well, it's not a ladder. I don't. What the hell? What do you want to call it? It's like a part of the building. It's a permanent ladder. Where is the ladder? It is right here. So here is where Charlie was set up. He had a tent set up right here. He had security here, security here. And once he was shot, they kind of rushed him through here and around this corner and into a parking lot behind this building here, behind the Browning administration building. Now, in all the videos that we've seen of an individual walking around, the individual is up here in what I believe is the Lossy Center. You can kind of see the name of the building strewn across there. Lossy Center. Now, right here is the ladder. And here we can actually see the shooter go down this ladder. Watch. It's crazy. Okay, you can see the shooter up here at the top right of the screen standing up. He's going to run towards that ladder. Right? And it even looks like he's wearing a backpack. So right here you can see him run towards the ladder and he starts going down right about here. See that? He's halfway down. Now all the way down. See, he went right down that ladder right there. It's this one right here. So they now have the shooter. Well, I've seen that a million times. The updates that I had were right before we went live is as follows. No, authorities have not caught Charlie Kirk's killer unless it was within the hour. As of the latest updates on September 10th, 2025, a manhunt is still underway for the suspect who is believed to have fired a single shot from the rooftop of the Lossy Center in Utah Valley University during a Turning Point USA event. So he hasn't been captured yet. Okay, what is up with the Lossy building? Let's learn a little bit more about it. So it houses offices for student leadership, right? Most of these student leadership, most of these departments here, this is just like a communist, Marxist indoctrination camp. That's what these colleges are. You want to know how the American public was ideologically subverted? It was through our universities. Absolutely. It was by design. Only took a generation. Go figure. Okay, so it houses offices for student leadership, success services, advising, tutoring, and elements of the College of Health and Public Services. CHPS. What the fuck is that? Health and Public Services. Let me see what this is. The College of Health and Public Services at Utah Valley University is housed in the Lossy Center, LC 414, for the Dean's Office on the Orem campus. It focuses on preparing students for careers in healthcare, public safety, and community service through a range of undergraduate and graduate programs. Programs offered: health, including nursing, public health, healthcare administration, pre professional tracks, emphasizes practical skills for medical and wellness fields. Okay. I mean, how much foreknowledge do you need to see that there's a ladder going up the side of a building? Do you think the killer had to know much about this building to see this ladder? Maybe even the way we are now. Look at this. It's like clear as day right here. Right. So Charlie Kirk's coming here, finds out where he's going to set up. Oh, he's going to set up at the amphitheater. Just like I did, right? Looking on Google Maps. Clicks right here. Says right there. That's where I'm going to do it. Goes and checks it out and says, yep, everything looks good. What's up, Mike Cunningham? Sad day. The pros are on it. Hopefully. You're starting to look like a troll there, Glad Max. Why don't you give it a rest for a bit? It's terrifying and numbing. Why am I so far back? Sorry, let me zoom down. Somehow I ended up way back up there. Chopper, what up? The roof lead to a car park, easy getaway maybe. Let's see. Okay, so the stairs are right here. You can see them in the shadow. See it? Or not stairs, the ladder. You can kind of see the shadow of it right here. So it brings you down to this area. I just don't know, where do you go from there? Maybe you can step across right here somehow. Kind of tricky, very risky. But maybe there's another way to get down right here. Oh, here's a good view. See, there's that fucking ladder. Oh, yeah, this is a great view. Neil. Yeah, more communist ideas. Universal health care. Wonder who's going to pay for that. No one. It's free. Deception. I don't trust the pros much. I know they don't have the best track record. It's probably the pros that perpetrated this. Okay, so if you come down this ladder right here, I just don't. Does it go all the way to the ground? I just can't tell. But that's where he was, right there. Webs of deceit. I blame the 90s shootings that started it all because that generation of kids weren't raised with moms at home. They were mostly daycare kids or at home alone. What's up, Neil? Works for us on Australia. Our taxes pay for it. Yeah, don't get me started on Australia, Neil. After what happened during the pandemic, no. No, thank you. We'll go ahead and do things our way. Thank you, buddy. You guys do things your way, we'll do things our way. What's up, Shadow? Boston, why was no one on the rooftops? No security at all. I mean, it's just Charlie Kirk. Takes money to hire security. You know, who would have thought somebody would have done this to him? This was big. All of these psychos are cheering right now. This is a huge win for them. This is like a new operation for them. You may not respect us, but you will fear us. Those are the vibes that I'm getting. Not much is accomplished unless it's through blood, right? Historically. Oh yeah, it's so easy to blame the video games. It's the video games, it's the violent movies. You tell him, Don. Yeah, don't preach to us over there. Go listen to your government. They're your daddy. We're still trying to do our best not to let these motherfuckers be our daddy. We're supposed to be their daddy. Don Cato, if you pan right from the ladder, doesn't it intersect with the grass slope? Easy jump down. Oh shit, you're right. Yeah, that levels up. Good point. All right, let's take a look at that. That's something I don't think we could see from the bird's eye view. Good call. Look, yeah, right here. All he has to do is follow this down, step around this corner here, walk along this post, and he's on ground. He's on solid ground here. So he must have escaped this way. Look, there's a parking lot right here. Yeah, this is where he went. Came right through there. Yep. So in my opinion, the killer parked here. Parked here or lives somewhere over here. Maybe that's why he's familiar with the place. He doesn't go to school there, but he sneaks onto campus. Goes and smokes pot up here. Right? He walks across this beam right here, crawls up this ladder, and this must be a little spot that he hangs out at. Yeah, Shadow, this is very upsetting. Yep, absolutely bad actors. Combination of things. And it starts at home. Starts at home. Early childhood trauma, lack of a mother and a father, lack of home training, lack of decent schooling, poor mental health care, poor job force. Parents having to work so hard that their kids don't get to see them ever, and they basically raise themselves, getting into trouble on the streets. Anthony, it's the music. It's not about rap. It's not about rap music, but it is about those thugs. Bing, bing, bing. Bone Thugs and Harmony. It's the thuggish, ruggish bone. This is starting to look more and more like they had help, in my opinion. I don't know. I think this could easily be a one-man job. I wouldn't put it past a local, right? Maybe a local activist. So with the criminology, I think we should be looking for somebody in the local area who might be seem a little extra radical. Right? Charlie's coming to my college. Kind of walks across the street here. Walks into the campus. Yeah, he must know this area. So if he doesn't go to school there, doesn't work here, maybe went to school in the past, it's possible he lives right here. I mean, why not? There's a huge parking area over here too. Yeah, but I think that's what happened. Good eye. So he jumped down, crawled down this ladder, walked across this beam right here, where the ground is actually elevated up. So he would be on solid ground once he crossed this beam. Right through here is the parking lot. Or he could have continued even down this way. Right? What's this shit? So he could have even gone this way underneath this little bridge here, overpass. There's another parking area right there. That seems like a pretty decent escape right here if you were planning it out. Look, it's very hidden with trees. It's even covered right here. Oh shit, this parking lot is huge. Yeah, right down there. Shadow, I agree with you. People online are being disgusting. Yeah, they are. But this is a victory for them. When you're evil and you become this wicked, this is a victory. So there's no reasoning with them. There's no bargaining with them. There's no negotiating. They just simply don't agree. What you think is good, they think is bad. What you think is bad, they think is good. And people may not know it, but that's Satanism. It's the rebellion against God. Tear apart the nuclear family. Confuse people about genders. Prey on the fringe elements, the fringe groups, radicalize them, right? If you can radicalize all of the fringe groups and put them in one group, right? LGBTQ, now they've become this large group. I don't think they ever sat down and came up with this idea. This idea was put upon strategically to weaponize them for political reasons. Turn a bunch of fringe groups into one large group. Webs of deceit untangle. Once people gave their identity over to political affiliations, all of the sides turned against each other. I agree with that. That's why when I say I'm a conservative, I vote for whoever is going to be pushing a conservative agenda. If that's Democrats, that's good. But right now, that is not the Democrats. It's not even really the Republicans either. Inability to argue your point, so you eliminate the opposition. Yeah, it's a bullying 101. Oh, you're smarter than me. Punch you in the face. Looks like I win. Looks like I won this argument. You're the one that's missing. Who's the smart guy now? Oh, I have that video. You want to watch that? I have that here. Let's take a look. I think you're talking about this. I didn't show it because I didn't want to mislead anybody. But since you brought it up, this guy apparently was seen fleeing. So I don't know how real this video is. Here, oh, let me drop this. That guy. So I don't know if it looks like he has a mask on and long hair. It looks like a man. He's definitely has a backpack. Yeah, looks like a mask on, right? Like maybe a bandana. Yeah, they were saying just as I went live, I recorded this and it was posted about a minute or two before I went live. But I wasn't sure if I was going to show it to you guys because I don't know. Can you guys confirm this? Yes or no? And apparently this is just outside the building that we were looking at. What is it? The Lossy building. Here, let's see if it matches up. So we're kind of looking for this type of building here. Maybe here. I don't know. This is like this doesn't look like the same place to me. There's like this flower out in the front. This kind of looks like a hotel or something. Oh, should I go back to where you're talking about? Here, let's go back to where Cheeks, where that kind of refreshed her memory. Let's see. I don't know. This looks like a parking area, like a place where you would check in to a hotel. Maybe here? Faculty annex. Let's try this. It does kind of look like this area. Nope. See here, it looks like just like a covered, like a parkway. We got the mountains in the background. Maybe that'll help. Okay, so the mountains are on this side. Maybe this is it. Nope. I'm not sure that's the same place. Closer, but not quite. Yep, I'm not quite sure. Anthony says definitely knew the area. Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I think it's possible he just walked across the street even. All right. I'm going to catch up on the chat, guys, and then we're going to bounce. Barbara, spiritual warfare. teacher, janitor, student, neighbor, and there could have been a getaway driver. Oh shit, that's a good point. I didn't even think about that. Could have been a getaway driver, absolutely. So if there was a getaway driver, I'm thinking it would have been through here. There's a major freeway right here too. There's like a bridge right here too. Leg tattoo, huh? Yeah, my version isn't very clear. Absolutely, Samantha. I agree. Webs. Bone, 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 bone. Tell me what you gonna do when there ain't no place to hide. When judgment comes for you, and it's gonna come for you. Those boo guys got 'em. I gotta thank everybody. I miss my Uncle Charles, y'all. All right. All right. We're all caught up. All right, guys. That's going to do it. If you're part of the replay crew, feel free to leave a comment about this. We're going to continue to follow up. Hopefully, they find answers. This was extremely disturbing. And I think this is just a sign of things to come, unfortunately. And I think it definitely will get worse before it gets better. So keep your head on a swivel, stay vigilant, pray for everyone and pray for yourselves. Then I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take care.